welcome to this core strength session focused at your mid-back area. So in this session, again, we will use verbal cues. So I'll tell you what to focus your mind on to help keep your mid-back or your thorax. So that just means this whole area from your breastbone down to the bottom of your rib cage, and it goes all the way around. We're going to start off on all fours, and then the other exercise will be lying on our tummy. So starting off on all fours, we're going to get a little bit of an idea of where our rib cage is. So you're going to think about letting your breastbone sink down towards the mat. And then you're going to think about your breastbone being pushed up and away from the floor, up towards the ceiling. Creates a roundness between our shoulder blades. Then let the breastbone drop down again. The back goes flat, and you'll notice there's like a dip or a hollow between your shoulder blades at the end. Just move in and out of that 2 or 3 times. Notice if you're stiff or if moving in one direction is painful or uncomfortable for you. Don't keep pushing through the pain if the movement's sore. And then we're going to rest in a nice middle ground. So you're going to press into your fingers, all 10 fingers spread wide, and press your breastbone up gently in between your shoulder blades until there's a slight round or a dome shape between your shoulder blades. It shouldn't be flat or dropped. And we're going to maintain that slight round for the entire exercise. And then we're going to get our lower back just in neutral. So it shouldn't be flat. There should be a bit of a dip in it. We're going to press into both hands, float the left knee off, and then slide the left leg out. Now, if you want, you can take your right hand and just place it on the lower rib cage. It'll also make the exercise harder. As you slide the left leg out, your ribs should not fall down towards the mat, and pull it back in. And we're going to go for another 10 repetitions, sliding the leg in and out. If you feel comfortable, it can leave the ground. But only if you can maintain those front ribs kind of hugging in towards your tummy. Do not let them drop down into your hand or towards the floor. If it's too much load on your shoulder, place that right arm back down. Otherwise, keep it there to check in and make the exercise a little bit more challenging. Got 4 more to go. Should feel your tummy muscles working. If you don't, move your weight forward a little bit more into that left arm. Last one. And let's swap to the other side. So again, you can move your bum back towards your heels, give your wrists a little bit of a shake before you go into it. Spread the fingers in your hands, very important, and press all the knuckles down into the ground. And think about pushing your breastbone up towards the ceiling slightly, so your upper back has a slight round in it. Lift the right knee off the floor. Slide it out nice and long, keeping the toes in contact with the ground, and back in. Now you can think about hugging your front ribs in towards your tummy a little, or place your left hand on the front of your rib cage, the lower part. And as you straighten the leg, make sure your ribs don't drop down into the hand. Now, if you have the hang of that, you can straighten the leg out and it can leave the ground. It's like you're pushing your heel out behind you. If you don't feel your tummy here, get your weight forward into that right arm a little bit more. If it's too much load through the arm, put that left hand back on the ground. And we've got another 6 to go. Keeping the ribs hugging in gently towards your tummy, not letting the lower ribs drop down towards the floor. Last 2. And last one. Move your bum back into a child's pose. Give the wrists a little swirl. And we're going to come to lying on our tummy so your wrists will get a nice break. Have a little lie on your tummy. You want to have your arms by your side, palms face up. If your head would like an extra support, you can roll up a towel and put it under your forehead if your neck's a little sore. Otherwise, you're going to have your head just floated off the ground. Now we're going to do dart exercises. So they're going to turn on all the muscles around our mid-back that support it. So we're going to, and these muscles all attach to our shoulder blades. So you're going to lift your shoulders only off the mat and feel the flat shoulder blade bones hug against your upper back. And once you've done that, float the arms up so they're parallel to the floor, and you can lift your chest a little bit, and you're here for 3 or 4 seconds. Reaching your fingertips nice and long, and then lower the hands, lower the shoulders, and you'll feel the shoulder blade bones slide forward around the rib cage. And let's go again. Shoulders lift, shoulder blades hug the back, float the arms up, and you're holding for 3 to 4 seconds. Lower down, and we're going to go for 6 in total. Lower down, lift the shoulders, shoulder blades hug the back, float the arms up and hold, let the muscles work around the upper back. Last 2. Holding up for 3 or 4 seconds, or 5 if you want. Last 1. And then move the arms out so that they're at a 45-degree angle, so out from your body a bit, and palms are facing down. We're going to use the same cues, and it'll just work different muscles. So lift your shoulders away from the mat, feel your shoulder blades hug your upper back. And once that's done, lift the arms and hold it for 4 seconds. And then lower down. And going again. Shoulders lift, shoulder blades hug the upper back, and float the arms and hold just to let the muscles shake a little bit and work. And we got 4 more repetitions to go, so 6 in total. The last 3, so halfway there, lift the shoulders, shoulder blades hug the back and float the arms off the ground. 2 to go. And you're on your last one. Lift the shoulders, shoulder blades hug the back and float the arms up. Lower the hands down, bring your hands under your shoulders, press back into a child's pose. Hands can go back by your side, forehead rests on the ground, and just give it a rock from side to side. Then we're going to come back onto all fours, and we're going to do one more round of these exercises. So coming onto your hands and knees for your bird dog exercise. Spread the fingers and press through all 10 fingers. And this just helps turn on the muscles, different muscles around our shoulder blade, upper back. Knees under your hips. And again, we're going to bring our attention to our mid-back. So think about your breastbone. You can give it a tap if you want. To lower your breastbone down towards the ground, and then press through your hands to push the breastbone up in between your shoulder blades. And I want to see if you can rest in a middle ground between those 2 movements. So your breastbone is pressed up slightly between the shoulder blades, and that space between your shoulder blades should be slightly rounded. It shouldn't be completely flat, or there shouldn't be a big hole between your shoulder blades or a valley. And then we're going to press all our weight into our left hand, float the left knee off, slide the left leg out. Oh, I'm just going to come forward a bit because I'm off my mat. You can have your right hand on your rib cage and think about the lower ribs hugging down and in. And that just helps engage your tummy muscles. Also, having the right hand here means you have less support on the ground, so it makes the exercise more challenging. So if it's too much, place the right hand back onto the ground. And we're going to go for another 8. If you're comfortable, you can push that leg up and away from the floor. So you're reaching out through your heel. Last 5. If you don't feel your tummy, get the weight forward more into that left arm. Last 3. 2, that was my knee on the wooden floor. Last 1. Move your bum back towards your heels. Give your wrists a little bit of a shake out and a swirl around. Have a little sway from side to side, and then come back into all fours for your other bird dog. So press the hands down into the ground, place your left hand on your ribs, hug the front ribs in. Push through your right hand so you're pushing that breastbone up in between your shoulder blades. And then float the right leg off, press it away, bring it back in. As you press it away, make sure the ribs do not fall down towards the mat. If you're comfortable, the leg can float off the ground. As you kick back, push through the heel and the leg lifts. It's not going to go higher than hip level. So you're going to push it out, reach out through the heel until the leg is super straight. If you need more support through the arms, put your left arm on the ground, and you have another 6 to go. Last 4, keeping the ribs hugging in gently, pushing through the hands so the breastbone stays pressed up in between the shoulder blades. And last 1. Knees wide, move back into a child's pose for a moment, give your wrists a swirl around. Have a sway from side to side. Notice any tension, if it's more on one side than the other. And then we're going to come to lying on our tummy for our last round of darts. So 6 of each dart. So the first dart, you're going to have your arms by your side and your palms face up. Lift the shoulders away from the mat. Shoulder blades hug down your upper back. And then float the arms. You're holding here a little bit longer this time, so 5-6 seconds. Lower the arms down and repeat. Lift the shoulders, shoulder blades, float the arms. To make this exercise harder, if you're doing it again, you can always hold little 1 or 2 kg weights in your hands. I probably wouldn't go above 2 kg. Or 2 cans of like beans or something, or like 0.5 kg, so you could use those as well. Lift the shoulder blades hug the back and float the arms up. So to progress, we just add a little bit of weight. And last 3. Reach through the fingertips, the whole arm, so the shoulder blades hug back. Our focus is on that upper back area. But then the energy goes down the whole way. You're reaching through your fingertips, and it just helps to activate the muscles around the upper back better, rather than if your arms are kind of floppy. Last 1. And then turn the arms so the palms face down. We're going to hold them out a little bit wider for our last dart exercise. Shoulders lift away, shoulder blades hug the back, float the arms up, reaching out through the fingertips. So it just gets the whole chain working. So from the shoulder blade all the way down through to the fingers, working to support your body. Last 4. Lift the shoulders, hug the shoulder blades back, float the arms up. Notice if one side is easier to feel than the other. My left is a little lazy. So focus your brain on that lazier side, that shoulder blade hugging the back if you can. Last 2 rounds, lift the shoulders, hug the shoulder blades against the back, float the arms. And last 1. Bring the hands under your shoulders, press back into a child's pose, knees together or knees wide, whichever you prefer. And rest your arms back by your side and take 3 nice deep breaths here. Think about breathing into the back of the rib cage, the back of the lower lungs. Then press back up into sitting or stay in that child's pose for a little longer. If it feels good, it should feel good. And you're all finished your core strength practice for your mid back.